Amethyel, balance.
Victory is ours this night. The Horde burned our forests thinking to kill our people. They died for that folly. For our hope resides not in the trees, but in our bonds to each other. We are Kaldori!
The High Priestess Tyrande Whisperwind exclaimed as she stood atop a hill in the newly reclaimed Bashal Aran. A multitude of those dedicated to recovering the Night Elven lands cheered as she defiantly rose her weapon to the heavens. A bone split in half far in the distance within the forests. A Forsaken's bone crumbled before Amethyel's heel. Her nose flared at the stench of the defiled creature. Mindless abominations, poisoning the forest with blight. And that bitch dares resurrect our fallen. Amethyel spit on the ground. She had found her patience wearing thin ever since the Night Warrior ritual. Her heart ached. It pulsed with a vast emptiness, yet simultaneously pumped hatred and vengeance. She had known her presence at the Orgrimmar gates was a wasted effort. How blind she was. Blind to her instinct to kill, to quench her thirst for the Banshee's blood. We will find her. A deep female voice resounded in her ears. Amethyel shifted her dark eyes to the night elf beside her, perhaps more demon than elf. Melria's fell eyes glowed in the darkness of the night. Her pulsating tattoos shaped her sculpted body. She stood a few feet apart from her longtime friend and gazed at the corpses under her foot. Amethyel was surprised the mother of demon hunters had offered her aid. She who had no faction. She who was once betrayed by her people. She owed them nothing. Yet, she presented herself during such desperate times. You fight, yet you have no hope. Though I do not blame you. Surrounded by all the despair and death, one can forget we still yet live. Amethyel clenched her fists. She refused to avert her eyes from the ground. I am angry at myself for allowing hatred and vengeance to blind me. I have hated more than I've hated in the thousands of years that I have lived. I've cursed many people under my breath for their loyalties, killed many, and crushed their bones until there was nothing but dust. And still, I crave more. I want her dead! Amethyel kicked the corpse away. I want her dead. Her followers to suffer. I want peace. Hope. Melria finished. A tear fell down the sentinel's cheek, one of many that have drowned her face. Melria looked up at the blackened moon. Vengeance is a path you do not want to walk. It will lead to nothing but your demise. The demon hunter's eyes met the ground. I've lost too many already. I cannot lose you too. The sentinel eyed her friend. You know what you want. You possess the power to bring your desires into reality. A shimmering light crossed the heavens. A shooting star. Melria smirked, her fire sockets flaring fiercely at the comet. There's magic in the air. Your magic. Wield it. Make your will manifest. She turned around. Elune adore. Melria paced away quietly as she trod on falling leaves and branches. Moments after Amethyel had analyzed Melria's words, she knew exactly the kind of ritual to perform. A baptism. She had memories of some Kaldori undertaking a similar ritual as a symbolic rebirth. She neared the moonwell, in which she had almost drowned back when the war had first begun. She stripped herself completely off her armor. Her pale bluish-purple skin, indicative of the Night Warrior energy, glowed within the blackened waters of the well. Elune, you have granted me a second chance at life. Shahalorma. My life I will not take for granted, and neither will I shed the strength you have filled me with. You know well what lies in my heart. You, Minda, know my true self. Lift the veil that clouds my eyes. Fill me with your light, that I may be hopeful again. But bless me still with your might, Night Warrior, for there's still a fight that I will never abandon, a goal which I seek to see achieved. I am Kaldorai." She submerged entirely underwater and closed her eyes. The water began to bubble gently. The small torrents caressed her skin. For a moment, there was nothing. Until... "Rushalora enu doril." A faint voice within her mind spoke. At the sudden speech, Amethyel flung open her eyes. Beneath the water's surface, she saw a broken sky, a deadly tower looming above. She gasped for air and sat upwards in the well. Nothing was amiss above the surface, yet she could have sworn. Her gaze met her skin. Where once was pale blue-purple, now glowed a darker color, similar to the night sky. Her body was covered in stars. She carried on her skin the hopes and dreams of those who came before her and those that died at Teldrassil. A reminder of her power and her connection to the goddess. From the small waves of the well, she could see that the luminosity of her eyes had also returned. The wind caressed her cheek. The sound of the crickets chirping filled her ears. The quiet and warmth of the night made her feel centered and at peace. Yet her heart was beating at the sound of the drums of war and justice. And now, as the embodiment of light and darkness was outwardly shown in her appearance, she now too felt at balance with the energies of the universe, both light and dark. All in this world must be in balance, and nature finds its way of seeking it. Life finds a way. Andu falador, anu dorini tala.